So you can Google that. Hal Hamilton and Suzanne, his partner, started the Sustainable Food Lab. It's now really become part of the conscious capitalism movement.
Yep.
So a lot of the members are people like Whole Food Markets, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They're people who are really trying to change the paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought one thing Australia 21 can do is to connect the various fragments that exist in the field,
Mm-hmm.
and bring a coherence to the conversation by starting to develop a different framework for a new system. And prototype, try out different things, try out new ideas, and actually elevate the conversation to a different level as well, so it becomes transformative and not just how can we improve what we're doing today. So that was the point of that announcement. So I'm doing two things there. I'm helping keeping this conversation resonant and alive, and growing it around how Australia 21 can contribute to that.
Yep. And just a little bit of background on Australia 21.
Australia 21 is actually, it's probably Australia's leading science policy think tank, and has been for the past 10 years. What I can do is, which I would prefer to do actually, is send you an invitation to download a generic slide pack.
Yep.
So that you can see where I'm going to take it. Because I'm changing a lot of things. I'm changing the business model, I'm changing the focus, the strategy, the board, everything. Because I want to jump up and down, and I want people to notice what we're saying. It's done work traditionally in areas like environmental and social resilience. We published a book with CSIRO last year on transformation around resilience. It's done a lot for Richard Eckersley has contributed a lot to the work we've done on social well-being and resilience in communities and youth, and Jane has done a lot around food and health and well-being and things like that. We've also done work in rural futures and in indigenous prosperity. So it's done a lot of stuff, and it's really been very influential behind the scenes. So, for example, we've been consulted, I think, 2, possibly 3 times by Christine Milne's committee on pricing carbon.
Yep.
So we work behind the scenes, but I want it to attract more attention. I want it to become much more relevant for business. I want to speed up the process of research, dissemination. So I'm doing a lot. So if you give me an email address, I'll send you an invitation to download a slide pack.
Great, thank you. And I guess I just wanted to get your thoughts on, it seems to me that we need to get a little bit better at communicating the science around some of these challenges, about environment and our attitudes to the environment, but also...
Science is one lens.
Yeah.
We tend sometimes to try to choose one lens. I think we need a polyocular approach, and I'm taking this with Australia 21, which is why I introduced them today to integral thinking. We need to find a common language that will allow us to look through different lenses with great clarity.
Yep.
And find a way of provisioning within the topic of food and nutrition and food security. We need to find a way of languaging that people find accessible and compelling.
Yep.
And science is part of that.
Yep.
But were you there yesterday afternoon when I was speaking?
Yep.
The duck and the chicken is just a funny story, but the chicken squawks at the duck isn't going to understand. And scientists are squawking, they're trying to speak louder and louder and warn us about what is happening. And even they don't really understand. The worst case is getting worse all the time. And it's a question of not using the language of science, but bringing scientists around to using a language that adds value to the dialogue in society.
Okay.